Hello, hello. I suppose we don't need the second camera at the moment, do we? Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Nate, I pulled up my Mac just as I sat down here. I'm trying to figure out how to send this to you again. You'd think I would have this be, like, easy, but no. Nothing in my life is ever easy when it comes to getting data from one place to another. In theory, it is community game night. It is about 3 to 4 hours before we normally have community game night because I have board game night tonight. It got moved to tonight instead of last night. So I started a little bit early tonight, so we get a little bit of time in. Charles, thanks for redeeming Put on the Hat. The big question is, what game are we going to play? If any. Like, nothing about my brain is working right now. I've been, like, doing work around the house, not this type of stuff. And so my brain doesn't like to switch gears always. Does it go into documents? Where do Xcode projects save? Hey, Blake, welcome on in. So is anybody here to play board games? Let's start with that question. And if yes, what would you like to play? If you're not here to play board games, well then just wait a minute, because we'll switch to something else if nobody's here. Seriously, I have no idea where this is saved. I personally feel like the Mac file browser is the worst file browser of all the systems, and I don't know why Apple's never been able to figure it out. Like, I shouldn't have to go to this much work to get to the underlying directory structure. Like, why is there no place where I can type a path in? So, there's my complaint for the moment. See, none of these look like where it saves. I have a feeling nobody's going to be here for board games. Desktop HNE gadget test. Gadget test. Gadget tester. Hey, Tech. And they started. There is some truth to that. Although, in fairness, Linux kind of does that too. With the ls command, right? Like, folders are there, but at least, I mean, that's text. I'm a little bit more forgiving with text. Command-Shift-G. Yeah. If I do just enter, what does it do? Okay. It's a good to know shortcut. Why it's not in the address bar though, I will never know. Is all you need the Xcode proj file, or do you need all of this? I'm just gonna send all of it because I don't know what is needed. Rename for Nate 2. Now for the next problem. How do I actually get it to you? Because this computer doesn't have Discord, and I don't have a way to move files at the moment. That might not. I mean, I guess there's some truth to that. I am a little surprised that tagging hasn't caught on. Per se. As in, you just aren't logged in the browser? I don't use browser Discord, I use actual Discord. And there's a lot of assumptions about what it would take to get into my Discord account. Give me a second. Like I said, nothing's easy in my life. Part of the problem is, I don't know my password for anything. With 2 exceptions. Yeah, maybe 3. One of them is my email. The other one is my password manager. And so to get into anything, I have to have my password manager. No. That's the thing. I have a password manager. That is all I have. So all my passwords are in there. And use a password algorithm. My wife does that, where she has a set pattern that is indexed off of something, and she knows how it works based on what she's doing. But no. So you would think. So Nate, here's where the problem comes in, and it has to do with the core of how everything in my life normally works. I have a password manager. You would think that maybe I would have the password manager on my Mac, so then I could go to my Discord account on my Mac and sign into it using my password manager from my Mac, and then I would have my password manager synchronized with my home computer and all my other computers. No. I only have, for all practical purposes, I only have one computer. And that computer is the one I'm streaming on right now. And what happens is, and this is why everything gets convoluted sometimes, my Mac, normally, the way it gets used, more than anything else, other than Xcode is the one exception, I am RDP'd into my desktop computer, the one that I'm streaming from. So, what I would normally have done, and probably did the last time I did this, is I created the file, and then I copied it, and then I pasted it into my Windows computer over RDP. So it just went bloop, and then I grabbed it over there and sent it to you via Discord, like you would expect, right? The problem is I can't RDP while I'm streaming. How's it going, Dark Reaper? It's going pretty well. Because the moment I activate RDP, all my sound devices and all that will shift to the Mac and go from there. But this is how I work everywhere, and it actually, I work from a number of different job sites because I work for schools and stuff. And so when I'm at a school, the first thing I do is I might have a desktop there, right? And in fact, at all my schools, I have some sort of terminal, but I have I'll just use this as an example. I have a 2012 Dell Optiplex with like either 2 or 4 gigs of RAM. I have no idea what. And it's old. It's reliable enough to turn on. And all I do is I sit down to it and I open RDP and I log into my home computer, and suddenly I have a i9-9900K with 64 or 96 gigs of RAM and every single file I have. So no matter where I am RDP'd into this computer, generally. And as such, all my data is here and all that. And so whenever I'm trying to get something from another device, if I'm not RDP'd, it's a pain. But I'm gonna make this work for you. You quit. I found a job, and I quit. I found the job that bloomin' bad. See, I mean, you're young. Now's the time to find the job that you want. But the smart thing would be to quit the job once you have your next job lined up. Just saying. Okay, I got the file from one computer to another. If we don't have board games in store, there's something I kind of want to do that's not Spyro and is not Xcode stuff. As much as I want to do Xcode stuff, my brain is not there, and I'm not wiring back up for it. I'll tell you this, most people would not last in the parcel delivering jobs. Why is that? I lost my water. Nate, I believe all the Xcode for the current version is there. I don't know that it's all that different, but it's at least somewhat different. I can archive this then. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the screen and see if anybody's here to play board games. I don't know if they are. While we wait, I'm gonna play a board game. Arena, real time, let's go. You have to reach the stop times they set you, and you have to drive like a lunatic. Oh, that's crazy. That should be against the law. They shouldn't be able to force... I mean, I can understand that you have to complete all your packages and get paid the same either way. Like, I could get behind that. But I don't think they should be able to force you to go fast. I think that's... Didn't Domino's get in trouble for that back in the day? Like, they had their whole 30-minute delivery thing, and they had to stop saying it because it was causing problems? Or am I imagining that? Hackintosh VMs are interesting. I did run a Hackintosh VM at one point in time. In fact, I still have an OS 9 VM on this machine. But that's why I have my Apple Silicon Mac, my laptop, because when I need it, I use it. And what I should do is I should get it set up so I can RDP the other direction, which is a little bit weird conceptually, but wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Still take cars off ships? Well, something. I feel like the music's a little loud here. I don't want that one. I'll take that one, I guess. What I don't want is another bomber. So this game is a nice, like, 4-minute game. Probably one of my favorite games when I don't know what else to do to play on BGA. By having lots of cards. That works. Let's flip this. Oh, I like that. What was it before I flipped it? And gets a monkey. I got a monkey, which we don't want to flip that back. Let's flip this guy. And that kind of worked out. We want these to all be equal, but I don't really care that much, so I'm just gonna go here because it gets me closer to ending the game. And right now I'm winning, but I don't think it's gonna stay that way. So this is for the win, maybe. $36. Ah, he had me beat. I thought I had him. 4 points. Good game. We figured out the purpose of the extra data in the OBO message that the MagicBand sends with the string name of the MagicBand win some extra bytes at the end. Almost all of the data that is extra isn't necessarily the right way to say it. It is remnants from the proto. Because everything it's sending back is a proto. Let me see. Where's my packet logger? There we go. I don't have any good way to put this on the screen, but yeah. So I mean, how initial are we talking about the? So okay, I'll start here. So the first response. Are we talking about the FeO3? Right after the first message, the next one. Okay, so yeah, so the first thing we send is 02814, which gets us back you're talking about the 1B170004, the thing that has 55J1 probably at the beginning, and then a serial number, and then MagicBand, the name of the device, and then the identifier for Alexa. That one. Yeah, so yeah, you'll see, so it's got a few different things going on there. So it's got the serial number, it's got its pretty name, which I think the pretty name is what like light blue and stuff pick up on. And then that A2EWEP4E0RWZEK, that little encoded string is the gadget ID, if you will, for Alexa, like for the app. Is my understanding. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah. So that should be shared among all the devices. It's not unique. The serial number is unique, and the information that comes before the serial number, I'm eyeballing it here, but I'm gonna guess that that's all just native proto. I don't know what else it would be sending, because there's gonna be some length. I don't know. I maybe don't know everything about the start of that, but it hasn't caught my eye enough to matter. The next response I know very little about. So the next one's the one that has the 30, well, it has a number. It has two numbers, and it's repeated. There is what looks like a language specifier in there. It's possible that that's an endpoint ID being provided, but I'll say it this way. That particular thing, at least at the moment, doesn't matter a whole lot to me, because from my perspective, anything coming from the MagicBand isn't the piece of the puzzle that I'm missing, if that makes sense. So, it starts with 1B17, and then it has like it'll have some random characters again for the proto, and then it's 3060. Mine has a number, and I think it's always a number, and it's a number, then EN, which I assume is language, and then another number. And that should be the one you get technically in response to 81C. I believe. Can't keep these things in order sometimes. And then there's another one that comes in response to 85A, which off the top of my head I can't remember what that one is either, and I'm not seeing it for some reason. Maybe it's this one. Oh, that's the one that just ends in the letter G. They all start with 17, or sorry, they all start with 1B17. There's one that's 11 characters long, there's one that's 51 characters long, and there's one, I shouldn't say characters, bytes, and there's one that's 62 characters long. So which one are you talking about now? The EN is in the 51 character one. The 11 character one is the one that ends in G. And then the last one that I get back is the discovery packet. You're not seeing a 51. That should be the response to 81C. I will add this, Nate. One of the things I added to the app, if you're running my app, is it will now print the data it receives to the thing, because I was finding, and I couldn't explain why it would happen, but every now and then I was finding that my app was getting data that the packet logger was not, which I can't explain. But I feel like you might want to just cross-reference and make sure that it's not moving right past it. In the logger or something, like somehow it missed a packet in the log. But I haven't been able to explain why that was happening to me. In fact, every now and then, the handle value notifications don't show up at all for me. Which I don't know what causes that either. It might just be me. Anybody here to play board games yet? No? No board games yet? Should I just go play another round of Captain Flip? Recordings from the Disney app so far? Okay. I would not assume that the recordings are perfect every time. I'll say it that way. They are pretty dang good, but for whatever reason, I swear it drops stuff. So just be mindful of it. The other one that, this one I'm pretty sure is because the app doesn't do it all the time. I don't think the BLE packets get sent unless they absolutely have to or they're expired. But I haven't been able to figure out what actually triggers them to want to resend. I guess we're racing. That was the wrong card to play. Ooh, I don't like how he's scoring right now. He's gonna win. Got a silly bird. And another bird, really? We're gonna need a plan B here. I have not mastered this game at all. Now we have a way to get some insane money here going if the right card shows up, which it hasn't. Beat me to the top with parrots again. Gosh. Four parrots is insane. Because they let you have an extra card so you can get to the top faster than everybody else. He's one card away from finishing the round. And there it is. Guess we'll just put it here. Take the 8 and be sad that he's going to win. Oh, he's taking penalties. He didn't win. I won. Good game. Close game. Hey, you got your Prime sub figured out. Thanks, Nate. You're making me want to pull out the Mac and do that because nobody's here to play board games. Could do Spyro too, I guess. Moving slower than I moved all day today. I was doing laundry, I did the dishes, I deep cleaned the kitchen. On a busy day. Let's go ahead and flip. Cool. That actually worked out. No, not as cool. That's cool though. I'll take a parrot. Sure. Oh, there's always, yeah, you're right. There's always one more thing to do. That's for sure. I mean, I could pull up the app and we could look at the can't think of what I'm trying to say. We could look at that one function and try to figure out what it's doing, but this is much more relaxing. And I'm excited to play board games tonight too. So, should be a good time. What am I doing here? Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm letting him rack up a lot of points with those 2 bombers. That hurts me quite a bit. Technically only down by 2, kind of, except that cancels that, so never mind. Down by like 6. And he's ended the game. And I don't get another turn. Pretty sure he won. 32-37. If you replace packet 4 in the sequence with your packet 4, then replace your animation packet with your own animation packet, then yes. But you have to replace packet 4. If you don't replace packet 4, the discovery packet, it's definitely going to fail. It won't do anything. Sure. Yeah, simulator doesn't work very well. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Simulator works perfectly fine. It just doesn't work well for what we're doing. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. Or she. They have 3 bombers. It's a good way to lose the game. Let's do this. Yeah, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose on bombers. Unless they get really lucky right here. Nope. It's even worse. Game over. It doesn't matter what the final score is. I don't think it does work with BLE, although I guess technically I've never tried. But I assume the simulator doesn't use the onboard BLE. Or the Apple's BLE. I would be shocked. But I guess I'm just going to keep doing this, because why not? Maybe we'll make it to gold tonight while we wait for people to say if they want to play a game. Although I'm on limited time, so maybe I shouldn't keep trying to play games. Do any of you have monitors floating from the ceiling? I'm debating getting a floating from the ceiling monitor. Let's do here and here. Yeah, like a computer monitor floating from the ceiling. Like for a fourth screen. If you've got a fourth screen type of setup. .50-inch TV in 4K mode. Ooh. That's huge. Let's flip this. That doesn't really help me. This is gonna be close. I really should score my hand before I do stuff like that. I lost by 4. Frustrating. Normally, if your phone is plugged in, it will select your phone by default. At least that's what it does for me. Are you sure your phone is plugged in? Although, there is if you've got it set up right, you don't even have to have it plugged in. You can compile to it over Wi-Fi or whatever, but I don't do that. I almost always have it plugged in because I'm almost always using the packet logger. And I don't think you can use the packet logger without the one thing. Hope everybody's had an excellent Saturday so far. If you're interested in playing board games with me tonight, particularly Captain Flip, because that seems to be the stint I'm on at the moment, let me know. Otherwise, I gotta get going about 6:45, which is an hour from now, to get to a board game night. I might call it a little early, just to make sure that I get done in time, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna close this tab. Accept. Okay, so what did we learn the last time we played this one? We're not racing? Maybe? Ah, he gets the bird again. And the map. Brutal. Sure, Swabby. We'll put that one there. take the map. How did he get up on us in points? Chefs is the answer to that question. Ooh, he took the map back. Cool. That was a great upgrade right there. We have one map person, so that's only worth 2 to us. Let's flip it. We need some points. 1 point's better than no points. Don't like how this is going. Ooh, if that had come to me, I think it would have sealed the deal. Oh, this isn't gonna score. Gosh. I gotta do better. I got stomped. Someday I will figure this game out. I don't know what the trick is, but someday. Okay, one more game of it, and then I'm going to switch games, whether or not people are here to play. But apparently I'm playing board games, so it's going to be the jam. I mean, the option is right there at the top, right? Like, you can pick where it compiles to. Weird. I mean, the simulator doesn't close until you close it, so was it maybe just that you didn't close the simulator? Wow. I didn't know my code was that bad. Ooh, they're in trouble. If I end the game, they're gonna pay the price. Ooh, and we got a swappy duck, dude. Dude. Oh, they just saved themselves. Lucky them. Oh, 4 swabbies. That's almost fatal. JJ wins. Is that enough to push me to gold? 3. Boom! We made it to gold. Yay for me. And that was my 10th victory of the game ever. So yay. Even better. I use old Macs running newer software that is technically supported. Then is technically supported. Are you on an Intel Mac? Yeah. I will say this. I'm just going to tell this story because I think it's silly. I am not a Mac guy in any way, shape, or form. I don't dislike them. Well, I shouldn't say that. I am an iPhone user. I have been an iPhone user, all that fun stuff. But my company takes clients, for all sorts of things. Schools, not schools, pharmaceutical companies, whatever. I've got a number of different clients, and it was it right before COVID? When did the M1 drop? Was that really that? Was it really that late in 2020? Interesting. So what ended up happening, I got a client that needed me to make some ads, and they were using some software that would only run on the Mac. And it was like a $3,000 contract or something like that. And I have a Mac, I had another Mac at the time that I would use to test things if I needed to test in Safari. I had this old gal, whatever, that I don't even remember what this is. But this is like a 2010 MacBook Pro or something. It's a little bit of a brick. And it wouldn't run whatever it was that I needed to run. I can't remember for the life of me what the software was. And I remember we were sitting. So the M1s had come out, and it must have been the spring of 2021 then, because we weren't in lockdown. And I was like, it was a Saturday. I had just taken this contract on like a Friday or something like that, and I was supposed to be working on it all the next week. And I remember while I was sitting there, I looked over at my wife and I'm like, I've tried everything I can to do this without a Mac, like to try to do this on my Windows machine. Like whatever the file format was, it was something that there were some programs that could open it in Windows, and so I was trying to get by with Windows for it, and nothing was working. And I was sitting at the soccer game, and I looked over at my wife, and I'm like, I can't get this to work. I need a Mac. What do you want me to do about it? And my wife is a Mac person, and the laptop that I just held up was her Mac, but she's not a computer person, so she rarely ever needs her computer, and she has a work computer now, so she didn't care, but she was a Mac person. She's like, why don't you just go buy a Mac from Best Buy, like right now, after the soccer game, and use it for that, and then it'll be my laptop day to day. So I went and bought the M1 and came home with it, and I think I got the cheapest one I could get. It was like the $700 or $800 one at the time. And I never let her have it. Like, I've used that. It has been, and again, I use it almost exclusively for remote desktop, but I love that thing. Like, its battery life is phenomenal. Its touchpad is the best touchpad on any laptop I've ever owned or worked with. Like, the M1 has made me so happy in terms of, and performance-wise, it's done everything I needed to do, and now I use it with Xcode too, which makes it even better. So, and rumor is you can get like M1s now for like $400, and I'd still think they'd be worth it even at that price point. But so, glowing reviews from me for the M1. Of course, it's not Intel though, so putting some other stuff on it now is significantly harder than it was. Yeah, and the build is pretty solid too. Repairing it is a nightmare. Don't break it. I will put that caveat in there. I really don't know how I want to play this. Let's take that card and random card. What is he doing? Okay, he got that deck. Are you sure you've seen the packet with EN in it from the Disney app? Yes. No, so the packet, just so we're clear, the packet with the EN in it is coming from the MagicBand. So was that other packet we were just talking about with the Amazon ID. That's coming from the MagicBand. That's not coming from the app. Okay, we're on the same page there then. I don't like how I'm playing this one. Sure, we'll do this. From the app, when using the Disney app, only your app. Huh. Do you see all three of those sent packets? Because it's the reply to the second packet. Maybe yours doesn't have EN in it. Maybe yours just has the numbers. In which case, then my assumption about the EN being language is not correct. I'll say it this way. We send 4 packets. All 4 packets get a response. And I'm pretty sure the Disney app sends all 4 of those packets too. In fact, the Disney app sends a 5th one because they send the Hawkeye. I've removed the Hawkeye from my program because I've deemed it not necessary. But that might not be true either. But at the moment, I'm deeming it not necessary. Things are working without it, so. Yeah, the ones in the MB init array in my app. There are 4 that should be getting sent. And you should be getting 4 responses. But they go very, very fast. and they don't necessarily come back in sequence if you're using my app to send it. So you will send the sends before you get the responses. Which makes it even greater. 1, 2, 3, 4. or play a card. Thumb war. In the version you sent me, there were only 3 packets in the embedded, right? Nuh-uh. Unless I pulled the Discover out for some reason last night. No, they're all in there. Hold on. I'm opening my Mac again. Not a fun card. It's the only one worth playing, though. Let's waste it. Oh, ha! You're right. I don't know why I pulled the 6,000 out. Oh, well, so the 6,000 one is the one you're going to need to add back in anyway to be your own. So, commented below are 2 6,000 packets. One is for one of my MagicBands, one is for the other. I don't know why I sent it to you in a state where that packet wasn't there, but you're missing the 4th packet, which is the one you needed to replace anyway. But that's funny. So in that case, it's the 2nd packet. It's the response to the 2nd packet. As far as I can tell, the Hawkeye host packet is not needed. It should also be commented out in the file if you wanted to put it back in, but to my knowledge, it doesn't do anything worth mentioning. And the response is even less worth getting, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Hold on a sec. Sorry. Work. Okay, I just realized that it's my turn, and I'm not playing. Need to play faster. There we go. Do-do. Do-do-do-do. What do I want to do here? Getting too many trees. Now I'm taking trees, which is even sillier of me. So I need to play deer. Nothing about my hand makes sense right now. Let's just clear cards out. Wait, what if we do it this way instead? Play card. Play a bat. Then pass. And I'm gonna add, I guess I will say this, and this might have been the experiment I was running, which might be why the packet wasn't there. You might not technically need the discovery packet either. But I think you do, because I think that's the packet that makes the magic work. But I think once you're locked... Well, never mind. I was going to say once you're locked in, I think you're okay, but I don't know if that's true. You also will need to update the serial number on the send color packet creator. I think. We do have some spots. How are we doing on cards? Okay, we just got to the tipping point. We're gonna go ahead and do this to clear out cards. Play it there. Then we're going to take. Yeah, you could just type it in. Oh, you mean like I haven't gotten around to coding it, to reading it from the responses yet? No, I haven't done anything yet that requires parsing a response. I probably should get around to doing that. But I'm constantly like changing like what send color is doing and stuff like that, because I've been more worried about trying to figure out, am I sending what I need to send? Because I can't, the receiving stuff should be arbitrary. Like once I know what the values are that they need to be, that should be like completely arbitrary. Gosh, I'm giving this guy points. Is he gonna waste a turn though to take it? No, he didn't. I'm amazed. Not thrilled. Not getting the cards I want at all. Also, if you ever trying to get data from Packet Logger, you can file export payload as text, and it'll put the raw hex values into text file for you. Oh. Good to know. If I take that in a dark green, what bird am I going to play? I don't have a bird right now, and we're currently winning, so we will take cards. Against my better judgment. Best card in the game right there. Can't even play it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I play that way, bad things will happen. We need to clear the board without clearing the board. We don't have a pink card. Let's just do this. It'll get the job done. Me too. I do wish that they had a regular right-click copy. Okay, Joe has taken the lead. Not a fan. I'd like to take it back. We got another set of reindeer. No matching colors, which is now starting to get annoying. I'm gonna roll the dice here a little bit. This just gets more and more fun. Okay, let's start with this. So we play that 1, 2, 3, which gets rid of our best card. We're gonna draw 2 more, hopefully not end the game. Good. We're gonna take this one, we're gonna go like that. Put the red deer right here. There is no orange card that matters at the moment. Gotta be careful about what I'm doing here. Not a lot of cards left. So we're gonna play that, which is gonna give me 2 cards and hopefully take the lead. Okay. That play. Let's do that. He took the lead back. We're going to play that and that. Bring this guy into the field. We have the lead at the moment. Okay. Play that card. Take. Take. That might have been a mistake. Ahead by 1. Three blue trees is 9 points. I think I have to do this. That would be 16 points. The deer would be... We have the lead. I think we draw. Oh, that's how you do that. Oh, that was too close for comfort. Hey, Rich and Cheesy, how's it going? That was a deer game. I will admit that to be true. Let's see what other games I need to make moves in. Oh, don't look at my hand. Don't look at my hand. It's horrible. How do I know what Holland... I'm just gonna play that card. This hand is so broken. Again. Oh, you had the 2. I should have... That's the 2 you want to take it with. Okay. Yeah, Holland is going to be a problem. Nothing new about that, though. I didn't want this card yet, but it'll work. Maybe. That would be worth 8. Yeah, it's definitely different. I don't want to do that. I do that, I get 8 plus that. We're not going to get that far. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't get us what we need. Blue means that it established Bluetooth connection. That if you added, the Hawkeye host one, I think maybe causes the blue, but I don't know. Press discover, and then it should turn blue. Well, hold on. Have you already paired your MagicBand with your phone? Is it paired in the Disney app? Okay, if it's already paired, then all you need to do is open the app, tap the MagicBand in the list at the bottom, then hit connect, then hit discover, then hit send color. In that order. I don't want to do this, but if I do, then I can 3 to here, maybe. But we will eliminate any chance of a town that will help us. Except maybe a mountain. Yeah, okay, let's do it. I'm gonna regret this, but... Oh, and then we get the cube. That changes everything. Two, three, four. So we could do this island. Okay. Confirm. Do and a replaced animation 4 packets. Yeah, you shouldn't have to replace the animation 4 packets, but wait. Actually, it doesn't use the animation 4 packets. You only need to change the serial number. So there was the first version you had, there were 2 arrays that were sending data. The other array is still in there, the messages to array. Ignore that. You don't need that anymore. If you scroll down to send color, you should have a custom Disney MagicBand directive and change out the serial number. And then you only need to supply your payload on line 190. And your payload is not, just so we're clear, the payload is not the same as the packet. It is the animagic payload. Yeah, no, message 2 does not need to be updated. It's not used at the moment. It's just left over from when I need to send manual packets. Or when manual packets need to be sent. Nothing in this game is going right for me because I don't know what I'm doing. Which is a... What happened down here? Let's not ask questions. Okay, so we're going to click here, do that, clear that, pick up a token, end turn. Yay, we did something almost correctly for once. I'm definitely not going to win, though. Okay, we got a little bit of time to play one more game. I'm going to play another round of Captain Flip, because I don't think for a shuffle... I got 86 days to get my ranks in for a shuffle. We're okay there. How many people are playing this game? Thousand Borns, Captain Flip. Yeah, so yeah, the 4 packets were what I was doing before I had figured out the proto for it. So we figured that out, I don't know, last week. Maybe. Let's go here. It worked. Nice. Yeah, so now you can make custom animations all day long. If you're so inclined. Ooh, I don't like this. Let's flip it. I don't really like that one, so we're gonna put it there. Does the MB init packet change? Is that related to the BLE tokens we were talking about that gets updated? So that's the puzzle. So were you seeing set BLE tokens trigger when you were bouncing between MagicBands? So let me expound on what I think is happening. There's one of two things. And I still, I really have no way of, how do I even convey this? You had to reset it earlier today? Yeah. And when that happens, that's when it sends the BLE tokens. And the BLE tokens come with an expiration date, which is even more intriguing. At least to me. That card doesn't do anything for me either. Oh, lucky you with the third swabby. Play that card there. It has time. As best I can tell, it has time. The Magic Band, the app sends updated time. In fact, that might be one of the tokens that is being sent. Or part of, not one of the tokens, but part of the token. And I don't know that it knows that it is expired. So I don't know if I want to play another game because I can't talk and I can't think about what you're talking about and that at the same time. So let me try to talk through this. So initially, and again, I've gone through the source code a few times and I'm still, okay, that actually might be the best way to talk through this, because then I can go and I can watch the replay tomorrow and it'll refresh my brain here. So when I talked through this is not the right code. Is this where we left off yesterday? But like, hey, get milliseconds. Oops. Build a message with a header. Yeah, that's okay. Global LED is disabled, so that's lighting something up. Maybe thread clean. Do I have another window? Because I was not looking at those things last night. Yeah, I've got too many windows open. Okay. Okay, so I'm in create parsed directive from stream. Not that really matters a whole ton for what I'm going to talk through here. So there's the PBs themselves kind of follow a top-down order. At least that's how I understand it. And what's intriguing, and this is what I was trying to get at with what we were talking about last night. Param2 to this function is right here. And you'll see that it gets treated as an array of sorts. And actually, I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to go to create. I'm going to go back one more to right here, where we're talking about local 48. So, and I should rename these things. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's not a bad way to think about it. So local 48, you'll see here, has these theoretically 4 parameters, right? And while this isn't an exact science, like they're pointers, right? We're not storing things in this array, so they're pointers that are all being zeroed right here. And then we're loading in our protobuf right here, okay? And giving it local 48 so it can populate those 4 values. Okay, so 4 values. Okay, now the part where this gets, so let's just talk through what these values are. So 0 happens to be the namespace. Okay, and more specifically, 0 plus 4 is the name. Something's not right here. Hold on, my brain is... Why is this 0 plus 4? Why is this not just 0? We're gonna worry about that later. My brain isn't going anyplace. The point is, local 0 ends up being the protobuf area for the Alexa.discovery and the discover. So the namespace and the name, okay? In the protobuf, if you want to look at it that way. Both of them are being pulled off of the pointer for the 0, okay? The 1, we tracked down last night on stream, and the 1 is being pulled from, and this is maybe where I'm getting a little bit lost, but I thought it was pulling from the serial. But last night, I think I decided that it wasn't the serial. But I don't remember why. But that, whatever param 1 is the endpoint. Right? So that's the value that it's not happy with. And I need to go back a little bit more. So param 2 here, param 2 1 is not our friend. This is checking to confirm that it's not 0 so that we have an endpoint, but we need to talk about how it was getting populated, which was that the previous function? Yeah, so that gets us into create from parsed. No, because it takes in we're populating. Param 2 is the array. This needs to be zeroed. No, sorry, this needs to be zeroed. Then we're calling it right here, and but we're not passing it in here. Why? I was on my game last night. I'm not anymore. So within this function, we're taking in 3 params, but param 2 got zeroed right here. And we're not sending it in. Oh, no. This is if param 2... Okay. This actually gets to another part of the problem. It does seem like if the endpoints aren't necessarily right, that the magic band, or if they're not provided, the magic band will default back to the last endpoint it got in some situations. So, but let's not worry about it. So if param is not equal to 0, but then it does this, then it zeroes it out. Why are we... Because we have the value? Invalid param. We don't get here. Invalid params p directive stream. There shouldn't be multiple endpoints. Maybe this is where we left off last night, and my brain just is not remembering it. So, let me rewind. Regardless, the point is that something is establishing the endpoint, and I have to believe it's in that discovery packet, or the endpoint itself is being generated off of something that comes in those first 3 packets, in which case the discovery packet needs it as well. What's interesting, though, is the discovery packet doesn't err. At least I don't remember it airing last night. Maybe I'm crazy. But you can send the discovery packet. It won't throw an error if you send the right one. And actually, if you send the wrong one, I think it doesn't error. It runs. So, I don't know. Like, whenever I get back to this, I'm going to have to retrace my way through the whole thing anyway. But the gist of it is, one of those parameters is the endpoint, I believe. And once we figure that, how the endpoint parameter gets passed, then I think we can do whatever we want. That's the piece of the magic. And the part that concerns me is I'm worried that somehow that's getting encoded with something we don't have. And I need to go back and read about how endpoints are being handled by Alexa, because my hope is that the Alexa gadget endpoint stuff will make more sense and we can go from there. But I feel like I've been spinning my wheels right here with the endpoint stuff forever. But now that we have the reader, we know exactly where we are in the process, and we can work our way through it, if that makes sense. So, the yes and no, Nate. So, it's either in that packet. That's possibility number 1, where we're sending that packet and it's setting the stage for everything that comes next. That's possibility number 1. However, there is a second possibility, and that second possibility is that the Discover packet, forget the Discover packet, some amount of data that is given to us prior to the Discover packet allows us to generate something we need to be able to send the data. And this is why I say that that's still possibly the answer, because as I was trying to allude to, if you don't provide the endpoint, the magic band remembers it from the previous packets. So it's possible that the Discover packet's not doing the setting. Well, it is, but it's doing the setting because it remembers the stuff that came before it. And so by getting the Discover packet right, everything that comes after is fine, right? Because it's getting the stuff, it's remembering what the Discover packet sent. So yes, but I think it wouldn't have to be the Discover packet if we were able to encode the endpoint properly in another packet. Does that make sense? Because it's just that the endpoint has to get there successfully once. And once it gets there successfully, I think we're okay. In fact, kind of to prove this point, if that makes sense, or why I think that makes sense. In one of the earliest iterations of my app, I could do the send color function if I opened the Disney app first. Because the Disney app would establish all of the stuff I needed without me needing anything else. And I could just send the send color packet because the Magic Band would remember it. But I couldn't switch between Magic Bands. Have I ever tried an Animagic string that has had vibration data? I haven't done anything with the Animagic string other than attempt to parse it, and I haven't confirmed that at all. Like, I broke it down with what I think it is, but I have no idea if I'm right. Because I haven't, I took notes, like I put my notes on the wiki that one night, and that was me making guesses. But it wouldn't surprise me if it follows some of the same rules that our broadcast stuff does. Because I'm going, like, it gives like 2 bytes for each color, right? And I'm going to bet that it's only using 6 of the bits for color, and the other 2 are for vibration. Or for pattern, or something. But I don't know. I really don't. So, if you're playing around with Animagic, let me know if you find anything out, or put it on the thing. Once I figured I wasn't going to spend any time working on the stuff that comes after the connection stuff, because until I can get the connect, like if I never get the connection stuff working, I don't know that I have more knowledge, Nate. I have probably just looked at it longer. If you latch onto like documentation and stuff, go read the Alexa gadget stuff on archive.org and see where you end up, because maybe you'll get through this particular function faster than I will, if you want. But yeah, I didn't want to go any further down into the Animagic stuff or into anything else until I knew we had this solved, because if we don't have this solved, then, you know, figuring out that you can get motion from your Magic Band, or that you can send a color. Yeah, it's nice that I can send color to my Magic Band, but it's really a pain that it's only ever going to work with my one Magic Band, right? Like, I want to be able to do it easily and on the fly to whatever Magic Band that I'm trying to work with. Now, that said, there is one other note in this whole thing, and that is pairing, but we don't need to worry about that. And that gets into the set BLE tokens, and the set BLE tokens may still come into play with all of this, but I don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know, I guess, is probably the best way to say it. So, yeah, so let me know if you get anywhere tonight, if you're playing around with it, and hopefully having the app and all the framework and all that helps, and I wish you the best of luck, but I gotta go and get ready for board games. So, more board games, in person, with real people. So, have a great night, everybody. Stay healthy, stay safe, and until tomorrow, which hopefully will be at the regular time, see ya.